What if I told you the secret to amazing intimacy after 50 has nothing to do with pills, potions, or plastic surgery? What if the answer was something so simple, so natural, that most men completely overlook it? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could transform your relationship forever. Hey there, friends. I'm Dr. Grace Thompson, and I've been working as a urologist and men's health specialist for the past 5 years. In that time, I've had thousands of conversations that most people never have in their entire lives. Today, we're diving into one of those topics. It might make you a little uncomfortable at first, but I promise you, by the end of this, you'll see intimacy in a whole new light. This isn't just about physical connection, it's about confidence, trust, and understanding the incredible human body in ways you never have before. Now, before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. Take 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button. Tap the like button too, and down in the comments, tell me where you're tuning in from. Are you in Texas, New York, maybe somewhere along the coast? I absolutely love hearing from this community, and it helps me know what content matters most to you. All right, let's get real. Here's something nobody wants to admit. When men hit their 50s, 60s, or 70s, many start believing their intimate life is over. They think passion has an expiration date. They assume their body is failing them. But here's what I see every single day in my practice. It's not age that's the problem. It's misunderstanding. It's silence. It's shame around perfectly normal, healthy parts of intimacy. And today, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the biggest mistakes men make when it comes to understanding their partner's body, and more specifically, those natural fluids that cause so much confusion and embarrassment. This is science. This is honest conversation. And this is going to help you build stronger, more connected relationships. Stick around, because mistake number 1 is going to blow your mind. Mistake number 5. Vaginal fluids are dirty or gross. Let's start with mistake number 5. Believing that vaginal fluids are somehow dirty or gross. I hear this all the time, and it breaks my heart because it's based on pure misunderstanding. Let me explain what's really happening. The female body produces fluids through 3 main sources. First, there are the Bartholin's glands. These little glands release a smooth, silky fluid that reduces friction and makes intimacy comfortable. Then, you've got the Skene's glands, sometimes called the female prostate. They add extra lubrication when a woman is aroused. Finally, there's the cervix, which creates a protective mucus that keeps the vaginal environment balanced and healthy. Now, what are these fluids made of? Mostly water. But they also contain amino acids, enzymes, minerals, and something called lactic acid. All of this works together to protect delicate tissue, prevent infections, and make intimacy safe and enjoyable. This is biology at its finest, folks. These fluids aren't random. They're not a mistake. They're a sign that the body is working exactly as it should. Here's the emotional side of this. When a man rejects these fluids or treats them like they're something dirty, it sends a powerful message to his partner. It says, part of you is unacceptable. That creates shame. It builds walls. It makes intimacy feel unsafe. On the flip side, when a man embraces these fluids as natural and normal, it communicates total acceptance. And that acceptance, that's when real connection happens. So here's your first shift in thinking. Stop seeing fluids as gross. Start seeing them as the body's green light for intimacy. They're a signal that connection is possible, that trust is there, and that everything is working beautifully. But wait, because what I'm about to tell you next is something almost every man wonders about but never asks out loud. Mistake number 4. Ignoring or overreacting to taste and smell. Mistake number 4. Ignoring or overreacting to taste and smell. This is hands down the most common private question I get from men. Doc, what about the taste? What about the smell? So let's talk about it openly. First, the biology. Vaginal fluids change. They're not the same every single day, and that's completely normal. Diet plays a role. If your partner eats a lot of pineapple, citrus, or drinks plenty of water, fluids tend to taste lighter and fresher. On the other hand, garlic, onions, alcohol, or too much coffee can create a stronger, more noticeable edge. Hormones also matter. Around ovulation, fluids are usually pretty neutral. Around menstruation, there might be a faint metallic note because of trace amounts of blood. After menopause, fluids may become less abundant or slightly more acidic because hormone levels have shifted. Hydration is huge too. If someone's dehydrated, fluids can be more concentrated and have a stronger taste. Here's the key. Variation is normal. Just like no two men smell exactly the same after a workout, no two women taste exactly the same either. And even the same woman won't taste the same every single day. That's not a problem. That's just how bodies work. Now, if there's a sudden, unpleasant change, especially if it comes with itching, burning, or discomfort, that's usually a sign of something simple like bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection. Both are super common and super treatable. That's a quick doctor's visit, not a deal breaker. The mistake men make here is turning normal variation into criticism. Gentlemen, acceptance is way more attractive than judgment. When you embrace your partner fully, quirks and all, that's when intimacy gets really good. But here's where things get serious, and I need you to pay close attention to what comes next. Mistake number 3, overlooking safety. Mistake number 3, overlooking safety. So, is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids? For most healthy couples, the answer is yes. These fluids are mostly water, enzymes, and natural protective compounds. Honestly, they're biologically less risky than a lot of things we do without thinking twice, like kissing or sharing a drink. But, and this is a big but, fluids can carry sexually transmitted infections. Just like semen or blood, vaginal fluids can transmit things like chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis, trichomoniasis, and even HIV. The risk goes up if one partner has an active infection, and it's even higher if the person receiving has mouth sores, bleeding gums, or any kind of open cut or ulcer in their mouth. Here's what this means in real life. If you're in a long-term committed relationship and you've both been tested, the risk is extremely low. But if you're in a new relationship or you haven't had those conversations yet, you need to be smart. Know your status. Get tested together. Use barriers like dental dams when needed. This isn't about fear. It's about respect and responsibility. The mistake is assuming that no symptoms means no risk. Many infections don't show obvious signs, especially in the early stages. True intimacy isn't just physical, it's built on trust, honesty, and transparency. So have the conversation. It's not awkward, it's caring. And speaking of conversations, the next mistake might be the one that's quietly damaging more relationships than anything else. Mistake number 2, staying silent because of embarrassment. Mistake number 2, staying silent because of embarrassment. I can't tell you how many couples I've seen lose their spark. Not because of illness, not because of age, but because of silence. One partner notices a change in smell. The other wonders about safety. Someone gets curious about trying something new, but nobody says a word. Instead, it turns into shame. It turns into distance. It turns into rejection that nobody understands. Here's the biological truth. Bodies change. After menopause, fluids change. After an illness, after a medication change, even after switching up your diet, fluids can be different. That's normal. But if you don't talk about it, your partner might think you're pulling away for a completely different reason. Emotionally, silence creates stories that aren't true. One person feels rejected without explanation. The other feels confused and hurt. Practically, small issues that could be solved with a simple doctor's visit go untreated. Intimacy becomes awkward. Couples drift apart. The fix is so simple it almost sounds too easy. Just talk. Not with judgment, not with blame, but with curiosity and kindness. Hey, I noticed something different. Are you feeling okay? Do you want to check in with your doctor? That's teamwork. That's love. But here's the thing. Even when you talk, even when you understand the biology, there's still one mistake that kills intimacy faster than anything else. And that brings us to mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, forgetting the emotional power of acceptance. Mistake number 1, forgetting the emotional power of acceptance. This is the big one, folks. This is the lesson that changes everything. When a man fully embraces his partner, including her body, her fluids, her natural self, he's saying something incredibly powerful without words. He's saying, I accept you completely. I trust you. I love every single part of you. What happens biologically when a woman feels that acceptance? She relaxes. Her nervous system calms down. And when she's relaxed, arousal deepens. Natural lubrication increases. Everything works better. Emotionally, this kind of acceptance heals years of quiet shame that so many women carry about their bodies. It erases the messages society sends about being too much or not clean enough. It replaces fear with joy. Practically, this transforms intimacy. It makes it playful. It makes it fun. It makes it something both partners actually look forward to instead of something filled with worry and self-consciousness. Here's the truth most men never realize. The strongest performance enhancer you'll ever find isn't in a pill bottle. It's in making your partner feel fully, completely accepted. So, what do you actually do with all this information? Let me give you a simple 3-step action plan you can start using today. Step 1, have the health conversation. Sit down with your partner and gently suggest getting tested together. This isn't about mistrust. This is about partnership. Testing twice a year is a healthy standard, especially if you're sexually active. Make it routine, just like going to the dentist. Step 2, pay attention, but don't judge. If you notice something different, a change in smell, a change in taste, approach it with care. Suggest a refreshing shower together. Encourage your partner to drink more water. If the change continues or comes with discomfort, support her in seeing a doctor. Approach it as a team, not as a critic. Step 3, practice acceptance every single day. Remind yourself that your partner's body is unique. Her fluids aren't dirty. They're a sign of health, of readiness, of trust. Her individuality isn't a flaw. It's what makes her her. Celebrate that. I know this topic can feel awkward. Some of you might still be blushing a little, and that's okay, but let me reassure you of something. You are not alone. Every single man who walks into my clinic asks these exact same questions. Every couple worries about the same things. And when they finally have honest, caring conversations about it, their intimacy doesn't just survive, it thrives. Here's something I want you to remember. Safety doesn't kill romance. Safety builds trust. And trust is what makes passion last for decades, not just months or years. Your 60s, your 70s, even your 80s can be some of the most connected, confident years of your life if you let go of shame, embrace acceptance, and take care of your health together. So, gentlemen, here's my final message to you. Passion doesn't retire. Your intimate life doesn't have an expiration date. Don't waste your time or your money on gimmicks or unsafe pills that promise magic results. Instead, care for your body. Talk openly with your partner. Embrace intimacy fully, naturally, and without fear. If this message spoke to you today, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video with another man who needs to hear it. And down in the comments, tell me where you're watching from and what topic you want me to cover next. I read every single comment, and your questions guide the content I create. I'm Dr. Grace Thompson, and I'm here to remind you that small changes can bring freedom, comfort, and confidence back into your life. Passion doesn't expire, and neither should you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.